rolling?
Are we rolling right now?
I was gonna ask you.
Oh, we are rolling.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
This is gonna be like a little intro, but
Yeah,
not even
yeah.
a little intro. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think of that name? Talk That Talk.
Oh my gosh.
Real quick.
Talk that talk.
Yeah.
I have no comments towards it. I mean, it's weird.
Okay.
And it's awkward.
Okay.
And, we're talking that talk out there. How about walking that walk? How about stop talking and start walking? Get up off the chair
Ooh.
and put the mics in your hand and start
Walk
walking
that
that
walk.
walk.
No, we're not naming the podcast "Walk That Walk." That is
Oh,
definitely
talk that twat.
That's what we wanted
I
to
was
name
about
the
to say
podcast.
talk that twalk, but I can't speak to that.
No,
Talk that
that's
twat.
not- I hope you can speak today.
Talk that talk.
We need you to speak
No,
today.
talk that talk is real. I like that. Talk that
Yeah?
talk is nice.
Be
It's
real.
nice and clean. I like it.
It's clean.
I like it. I
Are
like
you
it.
just saying that?
Yeah, I am just saying that.
No,
But you
don't
know
do
what?
that. Don't do that.
No. For
Atweh,
real.
I
though.
appreciate you.
For real though. For real.
I
though.
appreciate you for your honesty.
For real
Your
though.
truth.
We're here today.
Yeah.
I've been privileged to be here. Everybody out there, my name is Atweh. Thank you for having me. I got these two guys on my
We're
left
not.
and
We're
right.
not even. He's doing the
Right.
intro without us. Eh?
Talk that talk.
Take that in.
I'm excited.
That's
Guys,
crazy.
shut the hell up for a second.
All
Okay.
right.
No, but talk that talk is real. I like it. It's nice and clean.
All right. Okay.
You sound like you're capping right now.
He
I don't
sounds-
really believe
I don't
you.
even know what that means.
He
I'm
doesn't even
43
know what
years
that
old.
means.
What is
bro.
cap? Like
What
wearing
is
a hat?
cap?
Okay, let's move on. Next
Oh,
question. Next question.
That is awesome. Well, guys, welcome back. We are back, episode 3 in the cut. It's your boy, your host, one of your hosts, I should say, Tarani in the building, a.k.a. Young Jesus, a.k.a. Miss Cecilia Girl, a.k.a. shout out. This one's for Atweh, Punani King. But I got talk your talk, Matt. I
Yo,
want you
what's
to talk
up?
your talk.
It's your boy Matt, aka Easy Money, aka Mr. Borrow Your Girl.
Borrow.
We on
He's not
that
even stealing.
blockbuster shit.
He's borrowing and
You
sending
guys
her
are
back.
hilarious,
Not
man.
more
You
than
guys are
2-3
so
days.
funny.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
And we
out
got
here.
a special guest in the building, man. I've known this guy mostly my whole life. This is a dude that should have been an ESL teacher because of his name.
Because of my name,
Because
yeah.
of his two
Exactly.
first names. His name is Atweh. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How are you guys
Good
doing?
to see you, bro.
Nice
How
to
are
meet
you?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Atweh. Man so nice he named him twice.
Gee, man, so nice. he got
Yeah, I
named
should have
twice.
been. You know
Wow.
what? I'll tell you the
That's
story about.
bars.
I tell you the story about the ESL teacher. I tell you a story when I was in grade 9. When I was in grade 9, for all you 40-year-olds out there, we had to choose our courses because we were part of this like guinea pig thing, and they lost my paper.
Oof.
So they saw my name and they put me in ESL.
They-
And I walk in with a bunch of these Polish guys,
That's racist as
and they're just like, "Who are you?" I go, "I'm Atweh." You know, like, "What do you mean?" I
That's
go,
crazy.
"You speak English?" I go, "Yeah, I'm speaking English, man. You hear the words coming out of my mouth?" And the first lesson in grade, I was like, "Draw a mouth." I'm like, "Are you kidding me with this stuff?" So he says to me, he goes, "Bro, stay in the course. You'll ace it." I go, "I'm not trying to ace ESL, man. I know." So next week I
Hey,
transferred.
bro, what's wrong with ESL? You know I was an
next year,
ESL
I
student,
know you.
eh?
Next year I transferred to French. So it was worked out really well.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
guys, racism never dies. That's the reality.
Hey, Matt, they thought he wrote.
They thought they thought I was his fob that just came off the boat, and they lost my paper.
He doesn't know.
But
how
we're
to
here.
spell.
We're here. I've learned my lesson.
So they said, go to ESL, bro.
Never-
You don't know
That's
last
crazy.
name from first name.
Never judge a person's name.
That's
That's the lesson,
crazy.
kids. That's a lesson, kids.
Oh,
Don't judge a person's
man.
name.
That's crazy.
That is.
But no,
awesome.
thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
honestly, thank you.
Oh,
for
thank
coming,
you for
man.
coming.
excited.
Thank you for coming. So tell us, what's your day job?
Oh my God, I am a
Woohoo.
elementary school teacher.
What grade?
I teach grade 7. I've taught every grade, but this year's grade 7. Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 8. I coach elementary basketball. I coach elementary football. I coach track. I'm
You guys got football now?
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Like tag?
What?
Like flag, yeah.
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 Wow.
I'm the vice president of Scarborough Athletics.
I did not know
Whoa.
Big things, man.
Yo, this is a
I'm
big man in the
also-
building.
I'm also a union representative. I am a union. I'm the head of my school for the union, so I gotta make sure I represent all of my people, so nobody takes advantage of them.
that. You know what it is.
Wow, you're impressive.
He's out
I wear
here.
track pants to school and a hoodie.
He's a cool
Really?
teacher. He's a cool teacher.
Yeah, exactly, right?
He's been a cool teacher.
And I got a fridge
Honestly,
in my
Miss
classroom.
Ackley,
Don't
he's
tell
always
You
anyone.
got a
cooler than
fridge.
Exactly.
Is that allowed?
No,
I said
don't
it.
tell
I don't-
anybody. Don't
I
tell
don't know
anybody.
if she heard me.
I
but I'm
gotta.
gonna say it again.
Yeah, you gotta say it
Miss
again.
Ackley, he's cooler than you.
Listen, Julie, let me tell you straight
Oh,
up.
you
You
using
might be.
government,
You
eh?
might be a principal.
You're using
But
government
that doesn't
now.
faze me. When I come to your school, I'll be your principal.
Yeah, you know that.
Okay.
You know that.
Yeah, that's who I am.
That's
who I
what's
am.
up. That's what's up.
Thank you.
No, thank you for coming on. And we had some questions. It's crazy. The strike is going on right now. And I've been out of touch with what's going on at school. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think of some of the social challenges with the pandemic going on and everything? Like, how has that affected students from what you see?
In all seriousness, the last 2 years have really brought this steady decline in student engagement and student mental health. Mental health is the key. So we're no longer, in my opinion, we're no longer academic teachers. We are now underqualified social workers for these students because the students coming off of the pandemic, one, they're coming off of fear.
Yeah.
Fear of getting COVID, fear of getting sick, the stigma of having COVID. Think about you guys. You go to a store, you want to cough. Do you ever think to yourself, if I cough, how is this people going to feel in that moment? You might.
Yeah.
It's an automatic
Every
in your
day.
head.
Makes
right?
you
Every single
trip.
day.
Yeah,
It makes
for
you
sure.
trip, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You think people are going to really get sick. And obviously, and then we have two sides to the coin. So kids come to school and they have masks on. They're entitled to have masks on. But they're being, unfortunately, paralyzed by the social media that masks are the be-all, end-all of everything. And it's not fair. And they're not being taught the right way and not being taught honesty, right? And that is a big problem. But we try our best to sort of waver that and keep them focused on being in class,
Right.
and staying happy and doing fun things and learning math and history and science and doing great stuff.
I want to go back to something that you said, which is crazy that you said that. You said you're underqualified social workers.
Social
right?
workers, yeah.
And I'm assuming you're bringing that because you know the mental health that these kids are facing every day
Right.
is very challenging.
Yeah.
What are things that you do to try to help them with that?
Oh my gosh. Well, first things first,
Do you believe you can help them?
Yeah, of course.
Uh-huh.
Of course. So think about it this way. Like, there's a good percentage of kids that come to school single parents.
Uh-huh.
No dad, no mom, whatever it is. No parents either way. They come to school, maybe they have no lunch, right? They come to school and they maybe just have an argument with their family members in the morning. Maybe they haven't had sleep. Maybe they have family members who have been in the hospital and they've been away. So there's all these little things. The one thing I try to teach when I mentor teachers is you can't paint every kid with the same brush, because they're all coming from different worlds, right? You got to make sure that you are
real.
you
Yeah,
are
that's so
like
real.
you are appealing to their senses. That is very specific. And I'll give you a very good example. There are students in our school that have physical challenges. I can't ask those kids to run up and down the gym. That's not fair to them.
Right.
I can ask them to walk up the gym, maybe once or twice, but I can't ask them to sprint, right? If I tell a monkey and a fish and a giraffe to climb that tree, who's gonna climb that tree?
The
Just
fish.
the fish. Exactly. You got, this guy's got it. No, but that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that you guys, unfortunately, you're in your 20s and your 30s, and you've been focused on all of this things that's supposed to fit you and fit what everybody else. Like, we can't fit a square peg in a circular hole. It doesn't work.
Right.
Your peg is your peg. Your peg is your peg. We're all different pegs.
Wow.
So that's how I try to get across to my students is there's only whatever you can do is what you can do. And that's all I'm going to ask of you. That's it. Yeah.
So how do you I can't really say control, but there's other teachers that don't have similar perspective to you, right?
Right.
So what if they're putting their, I don't want to say agenda, but their beliefs into the kids, and they're making them like the old days, right? Okay, what I like about you is that you were always like, okay, for all y'all that don't know, this is like my big bro, my older cousin. Ever since I was a kid, when I came here, you know, you always told me to think outside the box. Don't worry about what other people want. If I'm an immigrant, so what? Keep trying to speak English. I remember you and Nasri, shout out Nazir, by the way, you would only talk to me in English so I can practice my English. And you would ask me to talk to you in English, and then you guys would respond in Arabic, right? So at least I'm aware of what you guys are saying, but to practice. So if you're thinking outside the box as a person, and you've always been that, what if there's someone that's very traditional, very by the book, very by the line? And I'm not saying that you're not by the book, but they're very traditional of the old way. Can you help the kid if that somebody's influencing them too?
So what I do is I actually try to talk to that teacher or to that adult and say, your reasoning and your thinking is old practice. And that old practice might have worked 30 years ago because, one, there was no social media.
Right.
Two, right, the pressures on our young people are way more. Was my life harder than yours? No. Are you more challenged now by the world around you? Absolutely. Right? Remember, when I was your age, there was no cell phones. Barely any of that stuff.
You have to go outside.
You got to go outside. You got to go.
Cash me outside.
Yeah, exactly. How about that? So you got to do all that kind of stuff. So I try to change their practice in their heads and make it very clear that in order for these kids to succeed, you have to come to their level and realize they're going home to 10 hours of PS4 and PS5. They're going home to literally parents who will not spend 5 minutes with them on their homework.
Yeah.
Right? We call these kids the click and load generation because they go to YouTube, they find their answers, click it, load it, 2 minutes, and they're off.
Wow.
You ever sat with a kid and watched 2 hours of something? Seriously, they won't. They can't. It's not in their DNA. They want something that's fast.
You know what? I would say I watched a soccer game with Nathan one time. So
okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
There are studies about video games that show that the new video games, every 7 seconds, they want you to do something different.
Wow.
To keep your brain motivated and moving.
Interesting.
Right? So those are real. So you play Halo, God of War, Warfare, COD. It's all the same thing.
Wow.
Every 7 seconds, you must do something because the computer wants you to keep buzzing all day long.
Yeah.
And that's not
stimulating.
Healthy. Stimulating, but it's not healthy.
It's dopamine.
It's dopamine, right? Dopamine's great. It feels good, but you need to bring that down, and we need to relax. So I think the best thing that I tell my students, and this is just a quote, is for them to sort of observe this. The vision of you that you have created is not my responsibility. That's your responsibility, right? You've made that in your mind. Whatever you make of me. We're sitting here. You can look at me, you can judge me, whatever you want, Matt. You can say, oh, this guy's a beer, this guy's a dope. But I'm not responsible for that vision in your head.
Wow.
You made that in your head. You created
He's
that.
talking that talk.
Right? You guys, and that's the key, right?
Bar.
How do we like guard kids and young people and say, allow them to hold that in their heads and don't take responsibility for it. Right? Oh, I couldn't run the marathon because I have one leg. Right? I'm not responsible for that anymore. You assume that of me. I can't do that anymore. Right? So how do we fix that? And that's tough. And that starts from the top, from parents, from older people. We can't change the mindset of everybody, but if you can change your mindset, then you succeed.
I love that.
That's interesting. So, I mean, okay, so social media, when I was growing up, like it had just started. So
you're like not too long ago, bro. You're still a kid.
Bro, you're in a different decade than me. I don't want to hear you talk.
Wow. Wow.
And you're still the baby boy.
I'll wear it. So,
I should take you to his class so he can teach you.
I would say, for the most part, bullying was on site. But, I feel like this generation, like social media and cyberbullying, like it's pretty big. And even bullying in schools, like obviously, like both are, I feel like it's been amplified. And I just wanted to know, like, do you feel that the schools are doing a good job of monitoring it and like actually like taking care of it properly, or do you feel like it's something that's still like a separate world?
Bullying is an interesting topic because you bring it up all the time in class, and it's obviously connected to mental health. And I can only speak on behalf of the elementary panel. I can't speak on secondary, which is high school. Physical bullying is non-existent.
Very true.
Right? So you're not going to see a kid fist fight outdoors, because the reality is this. If a kid throws up a fist on somebody else, not only are they the bully, they're public enemy number one for every single student in the school.
Yeah.
Right? There's no more taking sides.
They're the aggressive guys.
Real bullying happens at home, on your computer, and on your cell phone. And here's the difference. When I was in 1990, when I was 11 years old, I would go back real back, right? And I was getting bullied. How did I get bullied? What do you think?
They call you names?
To my face, right?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
They push me straight. They call me this, that.
You beat
I
them
wore
up, though,
glasses. Yeah, I did my best. Right? I was the biggest kid in school. I was the biggest kid in school. So they did all that kind of stuff. But the moment that they bully you, deep down, they automatically feel remorse. Because they see your reaction to the bullying in that moment.
Oh, so it hits different when it's
I see what you're
online.
saying.
So now I send you a text, Matt.
Yeah.
You suck at fantasy,
He
right?
does.
You're
Which is
trash.
not true.
Guess what?
He does.
I press send
trash.
and I put my phone down and I walk away. Do I see your reaction?
Wow, that's a very good point.
I don't see your reaction.
Yeah, it's interesting because
You don't even know how he feels.
It relates to the adult too. The adult
Exactly.
might get more angry at a text
Yeah.
than a live reaction because of the that's interesting.
I walk away.
Yeah.
I go do my thing. I eat dinner, have fun, go play some ball, play some PS5, take a walk, take my daughter out. You're at home crying about it because I just torched you. But I don't realize how you feel because I saw nothing. So
Wow.
the difference is huge now. Cyberbullying is up 10,000% in the last couple of years because of send, buy, done, move on.
Yeah.
That's why mental health has gone up. That's why suicides have gone up. That's why all these things have increased, right? And who is supposed to dictate all this stuff? Parents.
How do you have any ideas or like have you thought about how can we fix this?
The only way we can fix it is by creating a culture that social media is safe to use and that it's appropriately and it's now I can sit here and say take it away. That's not a solution.
No, because they're gonna want it more.
Exactly.
And they're gonna figure out ways.
There has to be education for parents.
Yeah.
And proper usage on how to use Snapchat, how to use Discord, how to use these things.
Right.
Right? And
Right.
then teaching kids about consequences and how it's done. I can't tell you how many times I found pictures of me on a Facebook account of one of my students because we're on a trip. What do I do the next day? Cell phone in my hand, Facebook account deleted. Done.
Right.
No questions asked. I
Yeah.
I don't care about your parents. You put my face on your profile without my permission, we're done. Right? Simple as that. And that's how we deal with things. Unfortunately,
That's
though.
very Arab of you.
Yeah, very. That's
That
straight to the point.
That's very-
Straight to the
that's
point.
That's
raw.
something my dad would do. Like,
raw,
come here.
right?
Nope. No questions allowed.
That's really on site.
yeah, that is on site.
If you're asking
He's
me,
old school.
Yeah. If you're asking me if I can fix the problem, the answer is no.
Okay. But is there
That's straight up. I don't think it's possible.
you would say there's certain things to create a culture that can
Yeah,
lead to a better
absolutely.
culture.
Absolutely. Create a safe culture.
Basically. Yeah.
And, sometimes you got to break a couple legs, and some people might be scapegoats. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, no-
joking, guys.
I'm joking, guys.
He's definitely joking.
joking,
We're not
guys.
violent, guys. We're
Yeah,
lovers.
guys. I'm talking about real eggs, bro, like protein. Yeah.
That's
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, man.
That is wild. It's crazy to hear you say all these things and the amount of work, not just physical, but mental work that teachers have to go through. You know?
Sounds like a lot of work.
You know what I mean? It's like
it is.
because look at how much he's thinking and how he's thinking about to better this person, and
Yeah.
it all starts with him. So he's sitting at home and saying, "How can I do better to show them a better example?" And yet we have this Timbit donut looking motherfucker. Excuse me for cussing. But
Shame.
he's out here and he's out here trying to like take, not even trying to budge or work with you guys.
Mhm.
Not even trying to get you money or actually get you paid the actual proper wages that you guys deserve. Me and him were just talking, and I said to him, I'm like, teachers are so important. I mean, doctors, nurses, we saw how important they are too, especially during a world pandemic. But you guys are teaching the future.
Mm-hmm.
You're teaching the future on how to actually create a better future,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to me, it's crazy how a person like him can't see that, of how important it is. Yet they're still underpaid. Yet
Well-
teachers are still underpaid.
Personally, I feel teachers, like people in my position,
Yeah.
I don't know if underpaid is the right term. I
Okay.
think there should be more incentives. But the support workers who are not teachers, so EAs, custodians, secretaries, they're underpaid.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the difference. Okay. If I am a teacher in a JK classroom, 4s and 5-year-olds, and a kid comes in and shits their pants,
Ugh.
my responsibility as teacher is this. Come here, support worker, deal with that.
Oh, the support worker got to clean them.
They have to. By law,
That's what Atweh's doing.
teachers are not allowed.
Shout out to Pooh.
Yeah, shout out. By law, teachers are not allowed to actually touch kids and help them.
Wow. I
In
did
that
not know
in that capacity. Like when I coach basketball and I want to move a guy, I move his shoulder like this, I move his arm like this, whatever it is. But if I were to do something and touch them around their hips, or even hug them purposely, that's a lawsuit.
Oh, wow.
But these support workers, they have to actually grab kids and hold them. And some of these support workers actually deal with kids that we call ME students, which are kids with autism. And they run, and they're violent, and they jump, and they escape. And they have to actually grab them by the wrist and hold them and hold them down. If a teacher did that, then we'd get taken to court or whatever.
Wow.
So those
That's
support
interesting.
workers need a lot of need more money, right?
Yeah,
I'm good.
They do a lot of work. They should
Oh
be
my God.
compensated.
So when you say incentives, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Or is that
So, for example, let's just say, I make X amount of dollars.
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. But everything that I bring to my classroom comes out of my pocket.
right?
The school isn't paying for everything. So
Right.
schools should give maybe every class $1,000. Science supplies, extra money for trips, things like that. More overnights, more subsidies for kids who can't afford it. I can't tell you how many times I've run out to Walmart and picked up like a dress shirt and dress pants for a graduate who was poor because
That's real.
they couldn't get dressed, right? So we need money for those kids, right? Now, yes, people don't realize, and maybe some people do out there in the YouTube world, your taxes pay my salary. That's right, and I appreciate you. Thank you. But the reality is some of that money is going somewhere we don't know. And it's going to places that might be a little shady,
Right.
okay? And we can't control that.
Right.
But you don't have to give me the money.
Uh-huh.
Give the kids the money.
Invest it into the student.
Invest
Yeah.
it back into
yeah.
the kid,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
there's a number. They say that they've invested $200 into every student in the province.
Okay.
Okay, like $200 worth of books, pencils. That's nothing. Those are pennies.
That is nothing.
Okay, they need more.
That's really, really interesting. So
Give me money. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I mean,
Give me money.
yeah, that's interesting because if you look at some businesses, like all these things, business expenses, they're written off, and it's crazy how the assumption is the teacher kind of uses their salary to cover some of these things. So
I didn't know. I was not aware of that, and that's great. You got to think about teachers who have family and kids.
Yeah.
and like that's money taken away from that
Yeah.
household too.
And we're not talking about $50. Thousands.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
I,
thousands.
I really like that before you even said anything about yourself, you mentioned the people who are really doing like the more hands-on work, whether
Of
it's
course.
the custodians or those teachers.
Yeah.
Sorry, what are they called?
EAs.
The EAs, like
ECE, social workers.
Yeah. And you're thinking more about them before you think of yourself. And I just wanted to ask you, like, the inflation is kind of getting wild. It's becoming to a point where if you're making $60K or less, you're barely above water. So yeah, I just wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel about like how inflation is affecting the people that you see in front of you?
I'm blessed. I make good money. I have no complaints. Do I want gas to be cheaper? Yeah. I want food to be cheaper? Sure. But I can go buy a pair of Jordans. It's not going to break my bank. But the other people in this world, it's like we can't fix inflation. We can fix it by having a recession, which is on its way. That's a whole other podcast,
Oh, it's coming.
right? The recession
It's
is
around the
coming.
corner.
That's just basic economics.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing about inflation that people need to learn is financial literacy. How do I manage my money? How do I budget?
Wow.
Like I see you got some. I love your kicks, right? I love.
I was
the
gonna
Jordans.
ask you, what Jordans would you buy?
Well, if we're going straight, if we're gonna ask that question now,
Yeah.
oh my gosh! If I was to be interested in Jordans,
Yeah.
Probably 11s,
Nice.
maybe
bread-
4s.
I thought you were gonna
11s.
say that.
Yeah,
Old
I
school
was gonna
people
say-
love 11.
I
Yeah,
love
the
11s.
bread 11s.
Yeah.
But
out.
but here's the thing. I wouldn't even do 1s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just don't know what
But
it is.
those are the shoes that came out when you were a kid. no?
True, but I don't know. Maybe it's for me. It's like I want something that I'm gonna wear that feel comfortable. I don't think I'll be comfortable in them.
The lows are comfortable.
Got you.
You know what I
Got
mean?
you.
So, but
Financial literacy, though.
financial literacy is key. How to budget, how
Uh-huh.
to find a job, how to hold on to a job, and listen. You're not gonna fix inflation. That's the government. You want to fix inflation? Be God and just like reset everything.
Be God.
Go back to 2019 December, Wuhan, China, and just fix everything.
You're different.
Okay, like let's go
Man
from
said
there.
be God.
So how
I
do
love
we
that.
preventative measures, right? So, but no, seriously, like financial literacy, knowledge on money, and
Do you teach your kids financial
course.
literacy? I'm not talking about Mila. I'm talking about like your.
Is
your
it in the
students.
curriculum,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
do you
in
feel
the
like
curriculum.
Yeah.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
now.
So every year, what I do is we do a job fair and we
Okay.
do a spin, and they all have to get a part-time job. So in an 8-week span, the first 2 weeks they're all 15 years old, and they all have to work at like Reitman's, Home Depot, Walmart, whatever it is,
wow.
and they get paid $15 an hour. And then I start throwing things at them.
At grade 7 and 8.
Yeah. So I start throwing things like, oh, guys, you just lost 5 hours now. Oh, shoot, one of you lost your
They're
job.
not.
Oh,
They
like
don't
it's like,
actually
okay, I
have
got
the
it, I
job.
got it,
They
I
don't
got it,
actually have the
yeah,
job.
I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was.
And
I was
then,
like, wait,
yeah,
they
sorry.
can't
I
get
should
a
have
job.
explained.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay.
And
I
then
got
in
you,
week
though.
3 and 4, now they're in high school, right? And then week 5 and 6, now they're in university. And then they're an adult. I'm like, okay, you got to buy property now. You got to buy a car now.
Wow.
Right? What are you doing? Here's stocks. Oh, guys, you lost your
You're
job.
planting the seed.
Wow.
Right? So they're looking at it like,
I wish
need
I
more
had a
money.
teacher like that, bro.
That's
Right?
wavy. That's
and
wavy.
that's the key.
Is
Oh
that part of the
my
curriculum, or
God.
is the 8-week thing is just something
No,
that
that's
you do?
me. I created.
That's you did that.
Yeah. The
And
funny
you haven't? Can
That's
you not go
crazy.
to the board and be like, "Hey, this is needed"?
Why don't you take this podcast and go to Joe Rogan and be like, I'm better than you.
Fair. I am better than Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but you
whether he
guys
likes it
are
or not.
incredible. But that's the thing, though, right? You
I am better than
Yeah,
Joe
you're
Rogan.
right. You
I
guys
don't
are
care.
better. Together, you guys are better than Joe Rogan.
Thank
And you're
you.
bigger than him. He's not that big.
You're
He's like
not.
5'6".
You're not better than Joe Rogan on your own. You need me.
I know.
Oh, there you
That's
go. You
cap.
guys need each other.
That is cap. I will talk to anybody any day. Joe Rogan is. I'm not even gonna get into.
Guys,
Joe
love
Rogan
is
right
love.
now.
Say it again.
Hey.
Don't break up, guys. Don't break
Love
up.
is love.
Don't break
love
up.
is love. No, but
Flame twin.
That honestly,
I don't know what that means.
You don't, man. He
He's
talks.
my flame twin. And,
He talks.
And you're his flame twin.
He
He'll tell you
He
about it.
talks to.
Shoot, then we're flame twins.
He
All
talks.
right,
By
wait, wait.
association. By association.
He talks to women that hear voices in their head.
Oh, I
They
see.
are high off weed, and then they collect rocks, and they think they're spiritual.
Wow.
So when he
Okay.
talks to all these women, now he's using terms twin flame and things like
TMZ
that.
out here.
But there's so much more to twin flame than just
This guy's capping.
saying twin
Got it.
flame.
R. Kelly. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's.
No underage.
No,
no.
that is not what we're doing. But you know what? We'll be right back with more
Toot
with
Squad.
Atweh. Let's get it.
All right, so I'm out of touch, like I told you before, and I wanted to know, like, is there anything that you see that can improve in the school system? Like, I know you touched on things earlier, but like, do you have like solutions for things that are like major problems that you see?
Number one, we need to decrease class sizes. I think that's a big thing. Right now, the average class size in Ontario is 24 and a half.
Wow.
And they want to keep it per class. So what a lot of people don't see is that when we do the class organization, we're trying to actually push kids in and out of classrooms so that it's even. But what we disagree with is that doesn't make any sense. Right? Give teachers single classes, give them lower classes with no split grades, right? We have to avoid split grades so that there's less pressure on the teacher and less curriculum pressure. We have to make sure there's more help, like EA support staff.
Right.
Put them in the classrooms to help those kids who are really, really low. And I believe, and this is just my opinion, I know York Catholic does this, Toronto Catholic doesn't do this, and whoever's Toronto Catholic out there, you can listen to some advice. We should work on a balanced schedule. Right? Have 1 month of summer and then take the 4 weeks in August and spread them throughout the whole year. So now you're taking a vacation every 6 or 8 weeks or a week off,
Ooh.
right? And you have maybe a longer Christmas. Personally, listen, do I love my summers off? Sure, but I don't need 2 months. I'm
I
bored,
see what you're saying.
right? July is all I need to reset, get back to it.
Yeah, mid-August you could. Not
Mid-August, that's it. Come
Yeah.
back for 3-4 weeks. That's it. Come
Not
back
even.
for 3-4 weeks, and then end of September, week off.
That's what Bill Crothers does.
Yeah, that's what a
But
lot of
that's high
schools.
school.
But elementary schools and your Catholic, some of them do that as well.
Wow,
Where they
interesting.
do a balanced schedule. It's mostly high school stuff because it's easier for kids to move around.
Yeah.
But why not do that? Right, more vacation time. Right, I think of the
Yeah,
teacher.
that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think if they bring and this just popped into my head, do you think if they bring more student teachers in and like pay them not necessarily a high wage, but pay them to kind of be in with you guys too, would that bring more like help for you guys?
Yeah, if they're going to pay.
Technically,
student
you don't
teachers,
really
yeah.
got to pay student teachers because they want
No,
they need
no,
the
no.
hours for school anyway, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, any money is good enough incentive for, for the school system to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the key with everything, right? Like we just like anything else, incentive. You're not doing. I mean, like this podcast is amazing, but at the end of the day, do you want to make money off it? Yeah. Real talk.
I want to monetize it.
Yeah, you want to monetize it.
Yeah.
That's everything, right? We don't do this
Sure.
for free.
No,
Elon Musk didn't buy Twitter because he's bored.
no, he knows
He
that
wants to
he's making money.
monetize it. He's charging
He's
$8
already,
a person. now.
Yeah, he's charging $8 monthly.
Right, that's it.
Monthly, not even a person.
I'm done.
Every month.
I'm deleting all my burner accounts off Twitter.
Oh, you're like KD out here.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. I got 10
Yo.
burner accounts,
So-
That is crazy.
and one's KD. Yeah.
You said something earlier, and it really touched me. It was like when you deal with kids, like for the most part, what I understood is that it's not one size fits all. You kind of tailor. Each
Yeah.
kid is different.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the school system, from my experience and my perspective, is kind of like one size fits all. They try to treat people like that, whether it's bigger classes or I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there should be more focus on the kids. So,
Right.
do you feel yourself that the school system tries to see them rather than like, individuals, they see them as a collective?
It's easy to see as a collective. It's easy for the teacher to manage that. If I have
Right.
10 questions in math and I want to give all 10 to the same kids, no matter how challenging they are, you're going to do that. Guess what? 2 of you are going to ace them, 5 are going to fail, and the rest are not going to understand anything. And it doesn't matter to the teacher. I've delivered my curriculum. I've done my job, quote unquote, done my job. I'm looking into the camera to all you guys.
Is there a lot of teachers like that?
All of them are like that.
Wow.
Because that's easy. It's easy, right?
Yeah.
You get paid whatever you get paid, and
Yeah.
then you move on and you go home,
Yeah.
right? Instead of saying, "Oh, so Jimmy, why didn't you do your homework? My dad yelled at me last night. My dog died. This happened. I was at my mom's because my things.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. I got you. Let's work on it together at recess, right? Spend some time. We can't penalize kids for the lives that they live outside. We can't control what they do.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And that's a thought that I thought about the other day. If they add an extra hour after school to do homework,
Yes.
would that help kids more? Because in my head, when I was a kid, I said, because listen, I had a good dad, but he did not want to sit down with me and like go through the things, right?
Right.
And it was harder for them because again, language barriers, everything, right? So my brother sometimes would help me. But even then, I always thought to myself, if I had an extra hour in school after class, after everything was done, I sit with teachers, I sit with student teachers, right? And they help me through my homework.
Right.
The things that I didn't really understand fully in class, while I'm doing my homework, they're helping me. Can't that really help the student a lot more? And now when they go home, they're not stressed about the homework. They don't have to get yelled at by their parents. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. My pops beat me up a couple times about my homework, So it's like, when I say beat up, like he'll smack me or he'll hit me like, yo, what are you doing? Like, understand. But that didn't work. It didn't work because it pushed me away from school. And I was like, I don't want to do homework anymore because I'm afraid to go home, ask for help because I know I'm going to get the duff-ass from him. So what's the point of me asking that? You know what I mean?
There's a big word in education we use called self-advocation.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for me to succeed, I have to want to succeed. And if I want to succeed, I have to advocate for myself to the adults around me and the teachers around me.
Right.
If I want to get better and I want that hour after school, yeah, that's an amazing idea.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I don't want to get better. Maybe I'm totally good with failing. Maybe I just want to go home. So
You think
how do we
students
change
are good with failing?
Yes. I think some are accepting it because they think they've been programmed by maybe their families, whoever's at home,
That's
saying
real.
school doesn't matter.
That's real. That's real.
Elementary doesn't matter. Even if you fail, you're going to high school. Doesn't matter. We'll worry about it in high school.
Okay. But
Right.
then when it comes to high school, that now a whole you spent 7 years, let's say
Yes.
8 years of
Yes.
that mentality.
Yes.
Let's say 6 years, because the first couple of years you're throwing away grade 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, right? But those like from grade 4 and onwards, those last 4 years of elementary school, if you're thinking that way, coming into grade 9, you're not going to do any work in grade 9. You're going to do the
and
same
let me
thing.
ask you, why do you think that is? Why do you think kids, I mean, this is throwing it back at you, right? You guys are younger than me. Why do you think kids act that way and then go to high school and can't change?
Well, because when you think you're a failure, it's deep, it's internal, it's traumatic. It comes
100%.
it comes from a place where the people around you, doesn't matter if they claim that they believe in you, like maybe you don't, the way it's being received to you,
Right.
you don't feel it. You don't feel supported, even though your parents might be immigrants. They might be breaking their backs for you. But maybe the way that they show love, or it's not, you're not receiving it, and you doubt yourself because you constantly hear it at
Yeah.
home, and your teachers don't believe in you, your parents don't believe in you. Who believes in you? It's hard to believe in yourself as a kid. It's hard to kind of pull yourself out of that. So I feel like that's so understandable to be a kid and feel like a failure and kind of expect to fail, because a lot of people come from, you don't have to come from a broken home. You don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can come from a place where you're so traumatized by things in life and you don't have proper communication with people, your loved ones and whatever, in your support system.
Very true.
And you just constantly feel like you expect to fail.
That was my whole, to add on that was, I'll be real. I don't even think I've expressed that before, but I'm going to do it on camera. That was my whole high school life right there, what Matt described. And I had a brother, and I you know my brother. He was academically, like, amazing.
Yeah.
He excelled in every way, right? And my whole life, I was compared to this guy who was so fucking smart, right? Who got paid by the Ontario government to go to college or university because his marks were so high. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm not that guy. Like, I was okay with C's. I was okay. It's crazy. I remember in math class one year, me and two of my other buddies, we were competing on who got the lowest mark. And whoever got the lowest mark won, I think it was a $50 bet. Like, that's how crazy it got.
Yeah.
To me, I was like, yo, school is not for me. First off, my dad thinks I'm not smart.
Okay.
He never said that, but the certain words that he would say would make me as a kid think, oh, my dad doesn't think I'm smart. I'm stupid, right? Oh, I can't. Clearly, I had one teacher that really helped me through high school. Shout out Miss Spencer.
Miss Spencer, shout
Miss
out.
Spicer, sorry.
Spicer.
She was
I said
Miss-
Spencer. I'm like,
Miss
what?
Spicer. She was my ESL teacher for the first like couple of years that I did ESL, but she always checked in and helped me. She always made sure I was okay, right? The only class that I would really excel in is gym.
Yeah.
The only time I didn't do good in gym, not that I didn't do good, was your freaking cousin.
Yeah, your aunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, your cousin.
Exactly.
She almost
aunt.
failed me, bro.
That makes sense.
She gave me like a 75. I was so mad. I just
She's
seen my
been
report
failing
card.
me emotionally for years.
I just seen my report card the other day, and I called her up. I'm like, bro, you really couldn't give me 80?
Yeah.
She's like, you didn't deserve it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
But
Terrible.
listen,
Terrible,
I
too.
was a horrible kid. Like I beat up somebody. I beat up one of my friends in her class.
Nah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't give you an 80.
Yeah.
That's
I,
on
I,
that.
And
think,
But
think-
let me-
I think she's
think
generous
that's
for
why.
giving you a 75.
I was so good. It's just when it came to the writing stuff, when it came to doing writing projects, that's where, again, like you said, in my head, I really thought I was stupid. I was like, no, there's no way I'm academically smart. Like, this is not for me. I'm convinced that I'm not. And you were one of the dudes that always pushed that. You always like, yo, why you always, on the spelling? I always think that I'm horrible at spelling. He'll look
Which
at me
he
and be
is.
like, yo, what is wrong with you? Like, just, you know you're not. Stop thinking that way, right? And I'm still thinking this way as a grown man about spelling.
Sure.
Everything else, like now, I don't think I'm stupid. I think
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
genius.
Of course.
Like, that's how I look at
Because
myself.
you're a
should.
genius.
Right? But it's just that the environment that was brought up. I think also, like I said, them always comparing me to my older brother. Hey, why aren't you smart as him? I'm like, well, I don't know. Why is he so smart? Tell me. You tell me why he's so smart and I'm not smart. Right?
Well, I know you.
Right.
We know each other, but
Yeah.
but when I asked that question, you answered pretty quickly. Is that something that's real to you? Is that close to you? Do you feel like you've been slighted by the school system? Do you feel like you could have done better if you had the right people in front of you?
Yeah, I'd say hell yeah for me.
I just accept my situation. I understand it better than when I was in it, and yeah, it's just I just wasn't told anything. My parents were just trying to figure things out, so I had to learn by trial and error, whether it was social situations or whether it was education situations. And if you want to be real, and I've never really like spoke about this,
Let's
like,
be real. We're here.
Let's get it.
like
Talk that
I
talk.
was in French immersion growing up, and like I'm learning English, I'm learning French, and I'm learning Arabic at home. And for me, like it kind of like
That's a crazy combo.
it became something that just carried on for the rest of my life. My life has always been a chaotic tornado till this day.
Right.
Because I never learn things properly. I never learn things in detail. I always try to just weather the storm. And I feel like it started from that. Like,
yeah, and that's not fair, right? Like we shouldn't be weathering the storm with kids, right? We shouldn't.
Yeah, I think especially younger, like learn things one at a time and
Absolutely.
carefully. Especially
Yeah.
younger, so you pay attention to the detail. I feel like even like the school system set up, like why are you taking like 8 subjects at a time? Or,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I feel like we're better as human beings when we fully focus on like certain things. And
Should grade 13 come back?
Are you asking me or asking Matt?
I'm asking both of you.
Yes.
yes,
100%.
Yeah.
Because when I was in university, I did OAC grade 13.
Uh-huh.
And when I was in university, I think a couple years later, they got rid of OAC. So,
Right.
but that year is the year where you can really have that transition into university. And there isn't just a bunch of little snobby nose 17-year-olds coming into college, university, be like, I don't know anything. Of course you don't.
And you know what's crazy?
not an
Most of
adult.
the kids of what I've seen is that they, like you said, either they're snappy kids that don't know what the hell's going on in university, or they end up taking a year off
Yeah.
and they don't even go straight to
Yeah.
university.
And that's not that. I think, listen, you want to turn education on its side, no problem. But guess what you have to do? You have to literally destroy everything over the past 50 years. Like from the beginning, started from scratch, do everything. There were talks a couple years ago of turning school into a 4-day week.
I remember that.
And it was going to be a 9 to 5 because they wanted to appease parents working till 5 p.m. Because most parents work 9 to 5. So if I have to pick you up at 3 o'clock, 3:30, I'm coming out of my day.
yeah, it's true.
Right?
I always thought of that.
Right? So that's what they want to do. But then they realized, well, you got to
But
pack extra food.
There's gonna be traffic. They're not gonna get there right off that.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just talk,
They
right? It
can't
never
leave
happened.
early, and the traffic won't
Yeah,
let
never
them.
happened.
They're
And traffic
literally
won't let them.
fucked.
Right? And
Yeah,
now in the last
both
2
ways.
years, they want to, virtual learning is a waste of time, in my opinion. I taught
don't
for
think
Especially as a
people are
young
learning.
kid.
as a
I
young
don't think
kid,
they're
yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
I think
not
they
learning
can put you
anything.
on mute, or they can put themselves on mute and
Exactly.
go do whatever they want.
Do I think that virtual employment is a good idea in certain sectors? Yes.
Okay.
The business world, things like that. If you're sitting at a computer for 9 hours a day,
You can be
And-
doing it at home.
it can be the home.
Yeah.
And then the work-life balance changes,
Yeah,
right?
you don't need to be on
Yeah.
the road. You don't need to
Exactly.
be extra person in society, basically.
Yeah, there's
Just sit your ass at home.
yeah, that's it.
That's fair. I want to go back to something that you touched on before we cut, which you said you got to go from the top.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate more on that?
So
When you say you got to go from the top, what? You got to
The-
change the school system? You got to go to a high school? What you mean by that?
So in the last couple decades or so, the school curriculum has changed a few times.
Right.
Right? We've had a couple new math curriculums, language curriculums, all the kind of stuff. And it starts at elementary, at the bottom.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. We need to start at the top and look at universities and look at even professions.
Oh, you're talking
And-
universities.
Oh, yeah. Like, what are their expectation of us?
Right.
Because if I need to get to university, I got to go to high school first.
It's so stupid how they don't talk.
And if I go to high school, no one talks. There's no in between being high school and university.
Right,
Because in
right.
their mind, high school is the last moment of education, and after that, now it's branch and do whatever you want. You want to go to trade school, you do. You want to do entrepreneurship. You want to be a mechanic. You want to be a businessman. You want to go to here. But if more kids knew about university, they might go to university, and they don't.
Right.
And they're not educated.
Right.
You know, we're not educating kids on education. We're just saying, here's a place to go and go it. So if you want to change education, you got to start from the top, right?
So you would change universities and what they expect.
I
from
would,
high
I
school
would,
kids.
I would even line out professions, and I would say, here is the progress from the top to the bottom. As a teacher, oh, you need this degree, this degree, this degree. You need this education, these courses, the best thing to take, and then high school and then elementary. Elementary is never going to change what it is, but
Right.
kids can focus on what they love to do first,
Uh-huh.
right? But it has to start from the top. It's a trickle-down effect.
Do you feel like now, because the gaming world and social media, it created a lot of entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's like that's a reason for kids not even to go to university?
Absolutely. If I can be a YouTuber, why can't I be?
Because there's YouTubers that are making like 100,000.
Oh, yeah. Someone like
and
Mr.
that's a month. That's not a year.
Yeah. Oh, someone like Mr. Beast who makes millions and billions of dollars.
Ninja, for example, Ninja
Right.
is making like
like
300K a month.
these two cameras, that can net me $1 million a month if I'm smart enough with the right
Right.
content, right?
Right.
Like you guys, this podcast hopefully blows up. When it blows up, and that's it. And you don't need anything else. You just need good content, right?
Uh-huh,
And people
uh-huh.
to appeal to you, right? But then that's the creative side of the world, right?
There's another side to the world.
There's a safe side. There's a
Right.
safe side, which is I work my 9 to 5 and make my salary.
Yeah.
I go home. I have my pension. I kiss my wife goodnight, and I go to bed.
You kiss your wife goodnight?
Me, no. I just shake your hand. I'm like, good night. Peace.
I just shake her head.
Love you, Wendy.
Yo, shout out Wendy.
Shout
one
out
more
Wendy.
time, yo.
Shout out.
Wendy's my favorite. I don't care.
What do you guys?
I don't
What
know
else?
Wendy, but shout her out.
Yeah, shout out.
Yo,
Well,
give a
listen,
shout
guys.
out.
We talked about education a lot. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I feel like there's so much more. Like, we need more than an hour.
And this is I want to ask you actually that you saw how we both express ourselves.
Yes.
Do you now have a thought of like, whoa, I need to help my students so they don't feel this way? Because you clearly can see that we're both affected by this.
Absolutely, right? Because you guys are in you're in adulthood,
Yeah.
and if you're still feeling this way,
Yeah.
then something needs to change.
He went to university. That's the crazy thing. He graduated university.
Yeah.
I'm a college dropout.
Barely.
Right.
Yeah, but you
Right.
still graduated. I'm a college dropout. For the longest time, I was so ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, my God, people are going to judge me. I was so scared. I thought my aunts are going to be like, yo, this guy's a loser.
Yeah.
My mom was – I know my dad was mad at me for the longest time.
University is not the be-all, end-all, neither is college.
Right.
But you have to give kids targets, and they have to know. When I teach my kids, like I'll give an example with the Financial Literacy Project. There are some kids who actually became carpenters. Okay. And then I put in a weather advisory one week. I said, "Oh, hurricane comes, guys. One guy's roof got torn off." And they're like, "What do I do?" I go, "We got to talk to the carpenter." And then they would call the carpenter, who's their classmate, and they go, "We need you to fix the roof." No problem, $20,000. And they pay him. They go, "Wait a minute, you charge me that much to fix my roof?" I go, "Yeah, because that's my job." He goes, "I didn't
Yeah.
realize you got paid that much." I go, "I know."
Yeah.
With no university education. Right? So that's how we make them feel that you don't always need schooling. Get out of high school and then find your branch. But in high school, elementary, you have to be shown these things. Right? I teach my kids music production. So I go on, I open up an app, shout out soundtrap.com, give me a free membership. I pay like $200 a year for you. And I literally teach my kids sound production, how to make beats, how to sync
hard.
beats together. And then
Wow.
what do? Obviously, I'm blessed to have my little brother. He comes on Zoom, and he literally listens to the beats, and he gives them an opinion.
Wow.
And he's very honest. He's not brutally honest. He doesn't want to hurt their feelings. But
I hope not, 'cause
he
I've seen him
he
honest.
gives them this like, I can make beats. I go, yeah,
Wow.
of course you can make beats.
Wow.
You can do anything you want.
You really
That's
are the
fine.
cool teacher that I thought you were.
I appreciate that.
Yo,
Thank you.
you know what, Julie?
The more you know,
He's
the more
definitely
you grow.
cooler than you. I am sorry.
Yeah, eat a frog,
Not sorry.
Julie. Eat a frog.
Wait, what? She
I don't
might
know,
get high,
nah,
bro.
that's weird.
You ever hear about that?
You
The
lick a frog.
toads?
Don't lick
Yeah.
a frog.
Like
Don't
Mike
lick toads.
Tyson?
This guy, tons of toads, probably.
He has like a whole Cinderella
Oh my
relation
gosh!
with
Drink
those.
this water right now. I'm parched. You know what I'm saying?
I'm parched. That is
Oh
awesome.
my
man.
gosh!
That is awesome. I wish I had a teacher like that. I'm not gonna lie.
I appreciate you.
I
Yeah,
wish I had a
thank you,
teacher
guys.
like that,
Thank
bro.
you.
Too.
because you're opening their minds to so much.
Yeah, and kind of like you said about, you feel like an underpaid social worker.
Yeah.
In a way, because like at the end of the day, you are like a parent figure for them.
Yes.
You are their parent for the majority of the day. You probably see them more than they see their parents.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like sometimes that responsibility gets mishandled, where the teacher isn't. For me, for example, like I'm a manager, and I'm very conscious that like I don't want people to come to work scared. Or I don't want people to fear me, or like I don't want people to like hate going to work. Like
They think you're the asshole. You're the bad
yeah,
bad
and
guy.
I know how it feels to like not want to go to work or dread going to work because like I don't want to deal with this person, and like I just don't want people to feel that way or like that's how I deal with people. I keep that in mind. I try to make every relationship like that as much as possible.
Does that consume you?
No, because
So it doesn't take over how you feel
No, because it's part of my personality.
to be a manager.
No, to be able to speak to people without making them feel that way.
Okay,
like,
okay.
I could integrate it in my personality.
Right.
I don't need to be a fearful figure to be
Absolutely.
myself.
Yeah, that's good. Because I think when
And do
you're
my job.
when you're in a leadership role,
Yeah.
automatically you're gonna get the stigma as I'm big and bad, and I have something to hold over you like your
Same
job.
as a teacher, like a bad
Exactly.
teacher, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I'm
yeah,
big and
yeah.
bad, and so when you manage the people below you, and I'm going to use the word below you, so you can correct me. Do you feel like they are on your side, or do you feel like you're on their side?
Yo, shout out to them because they're probably gonna be watching this. But
Shout out to all of you guys.
All
I
of you
know
guys.
he's a horrible boss.
yeah, I think that they know it to be true that I have their best interests in mind, and I try to defend them, and I try to hear both sides out, whether it's upper management or or the employees. So yeah, I just feel like at the end of the day, you're not everyone's gonna like you, but I feel like I got the majority of the people because I actually try my best. And if people don't like me, that's your preference. But I give everyone a fair chance, and I try to do my best to not judge people, or I treat everyone tailored to them. I don't try to
Right.
do too much. So I feel like you do the same thing. And like, do you feel like there's bad teachers out there, or like a lot of bad teachers?
He said there's a lot of bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teachers that are just questionable, right?
They just go to
I
do
mean,
their job.
Yeah,
man.
they just want to do their job and leave. Yeah, I mean, there's
Get
some great
paid.
teachers out there too.
Are there teachers like you out there?
Of
Do you know
course.
teachers like
Yeah,
you?
right. He works 2 classes away from me.
Oh, what's his name?
His name is Mr. Contiga, Francis Contiga.
Shout out to you,
Shout out, he's my
Contiga.
boy.
Does he play fantasy?
He doesn't
No.
play fantasy.
Yeah. We
he
heard
busts
you
it
play
you
fantasy.
I do play
Are
fantasy.
you trash?
You guys are
Trey
both.
is trash.
You guys are
We'll
both
smoke
trash.
you, eh?
You guys are both. I got Luca. I
Ain't
got
no-
Luca.
Ain't
Hey,
nobody want to smoke.
Hey,
Yeah, but you gotta
mean,
have.
you got the duff ads from me first week, so I don't want to hear
Bro,
you.
shut
Do you guys
up.
even know
don't
how to
know.
spell fantasy?
You know what I call him?
What do you call
I
him?
call him Utah Jazz. You know why?
Why?
Because he's only good in the regular season. He does
Wow.
not do nothing in
Wow.
the playoff. And that's him. You got Utah Jazz right beside you.
Unless you say Utah Jazz, Carmel, and John Stockton.
No. I'm talking Utah Jazz for the last
Right now.
4 years.
Gotcha.
Like
gotcha.
with
gotcha.
Mr. COVID himself and Spider.
So you guys like ball?
Ooh.
Sorry.
You love ball, or do you like ball? Is ball your life?
I'd say I like ball. I wouldn't say I love ball. I'd say because I grew up on football more, like
Yeah.
soccer. You call it soccer here, but football more.
Yeah.
That's more where I'm connected to.
Yeah.
But picking up ball when I first came here, starting to play ball with Najee when I first came here,
Yeah.
was when I was like, whoa, this game is actually cool.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
him doing like some crossovers, some fadeaways. I was like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah.
But as I grew up and actually played with him, he was a guy that showed me like some fundamentals that made me enjoy playing ball. I would say
Wow,
I
you
probably
even know that.
enjoy
Look at
enjoy
this, we're
playing
sharing
ball.
the gig. Oh my God, this is so
Twin
great.
flame.
Shut up.
Friends forever.
Don't say that.
Okay.
You are not my twin flame.
We're twin flames.
No.
See, I coach basketball, so when I watch basketball, I feel it makes me feel good because I can look at the court. It's like, oh shoot, they're gonna run a pick and roll right now, or they're gonna run a 3-2 press, or they're gonna do any of these things that I will use in my like
I would like to do that with ball.
Nick Nurse's, like when Nick Nurse ran that box and one.
Jeez.
I run box and one all the time.
I remember you telling me that
Right,
too.
I run box
remember
one,
you telling
and that's
me that.
elementary style basketball.
That's awesome.
I
right?
remember we had a talk at I think it was Nathan or Olivia's birthday. One
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
I think it might have been
And,
Olivia.
and
One of those.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And
We were talking
and you
about
said
basketball.
I run this in
I run
elementary
this
school.
elementary school, and it works.
This guy is doing it in the
yeah,
NBA.
and
This
it's
is
crazy. It's crazy, right?
This
So
is insane.
it's a good feeling. Do I think the Raps going to win this year? No. Oh, they're not going to win this year.
They have a good team this year.
I love
man.
the Raptors.
They're playing really good ball this year.
Why you're breathing heavy? What's
No, I'm just like
He's
a
a
hopeless
Toronto.
romantic. So like,
He's
I
a
just-
Oh,
Toronto
so
hater.
am I. I love the Raps.
He's a hater.
If
He
you-
didn't even think we're gonna win in
If
2019.
you ask me, I saw the Raps
who
were
are
going
you
to win.
cheering for 2019? Don't lie. The ops are watching.
the Raptors.
You did not say the Raptors.
Bro, you just
Okay,
get TMZ
every
out of
every
here,
year you're cheering the Raptors every year.
No, he's
No,
capping.
like to win, not
Yeah.
cheer
No,
from the group.
every
Yeah,
year.
I would say ever since Larry and DeRozan were here, like I wasn't with the whole Bargnani bullshit.
So
No,
you
he was
didn't
a
cheer.
terrible pickup.
You didn't cheer for the Clippers 2 years ago, and then they lost a 3-1.
Yeah, but
You didn't
yo,
cheer for
stop this.
for.
I mean, hold
You
on.
didn't cheer. You didn't cheer for Brooklyn, and they lost.
I'm an NBA
Every team he cheers for, they lose.
How deep are you guys in basketball?
Oh, like we have.
Like, if you can talk about, can you talk real basketball?
Let's just. What do you mean real basketball?
Like, can you talk
plays
like
and stuff
no,
like
no,
that?
no, no, no. Like, talking about like managerial decisions, trades, pickups, drafts.
I mean, I'll be
you
honest.
know, future
this
of
is-
teams,
this is
projections.
kind of one of the reasons why the podcast started.
Yeah.
We started it off because we would sit there. We used to,
We just talk this way
smoke some
anyways.
lettuce.
Okay, who's a bigger bust? Greg Oden or Bargnani?
Ooh, no,
Greg
shit.
Oden, at least
Greg
Bargnani
Oden.
played a little bit.
Yeah, Greg Oden, that's for
So
sure.
but
Yeah.
he's a bigger bust because he got
Because
injured.
he had a higher ceiling
'Cause
though.
he
Like,
had-
he
he
had a
was number
higher
one pick.
expectation. Like Bargnani was
Like he went over Durant.
oh, primo pasta and sauce. Like it wasn't like
But whose fault was it?
No, but like think about it. Like Greg Oden was like Zion expectation. Like
Yeah.
like, he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
be the one. You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes.
Versus Bargnani, no one expected him to be the one. It was just a wrong first pick that, like he wasn't hyped before the draft. Like nothing crazy like Greg Oden. You know what I mean?
Well, the Raps wasted him.
Speaking of primo pasta and the wraps, we will be right back.
I think my first breakup, my second breakup was with a girl who was Muslim, and I told her to convert, and then she asked me to convert, and I said I'm not converting, and
crazy.
she was Palestinian,
Oh, that's crazy.
and then we
No
just
way you almost married a Palestinian woman.
bro, it was close,
Oh, that's crazy.
and then she
How is your mom with that?
yeah, I
Oh
know.
my
she
god.
met her, she liked her, but she goes she's got to convert to Catholicism,
Oh, that's not
right? So then, but we broke up. We didn't break up. We didn't like each other. We broke up because the religions didn't work.
Yeah, that's like outside.
That's outside.
That's been happening to me all summer, but it's cool. Like
So, is there anything on the horizon?
no.
No, he's
You're happily where you are.
He's a WHORE.
No,
now.
honestly, bro, it's not like that. It's like
He's like that.
Uh,
I have to pursue what I'm doing. I have
Absolutely.
He
I
got
have to- I
different
have to do
women
it
for
alone.
every day, bro.
I have to do it alone. It's just
He
so
was
legit.
on a date
I told-
every day. In
I
the
feel you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, like it's just like I have to do like, and it's like it's because it's uncomfortable because honestly, like ever since I was like grade 8, since grade 8
Yeah.
until 25, I was always in relationships.
Wow, eh?
Only 1 year at most by myself.
So there's a lot there to unpack because then you're used to this commitment.
Yeah.
And now you have created like a perma stability. And then once you get out of stability, like I don't know what to do.
I was always like leaning on someone emotionally.
Right.
And I had
Yeah.
to just sit with
So
myself.
now you're
Yeah.
learning how to love yourself.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, Adam.
Yeah.
That is really the theme, I think. Just because me and him have been on this journey for a couple of years.
Yeah, of course.
I would say that's been the theme for us, is just to learn how to love ourselves. And
I mean,
focus
you
on-
have to, and I think
Yeah.
I didn't learn to love myself until maybe in my late 30s.
So, question for you, because we are rolling.
Yes, sir.
Do you say that comes from the household?
Learning to love yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it comes. We battle with nature versus nurture all the time, right? And that's a big discussion. Am I being programmed through the people around me
Yeah.
and my genetics, or am I being programmed by the things around me, my externalities, social media, my friends, things like that?
Okay.
So that's the question which you can't really answer yet. But I will say from my personal experience, I think that my family has been a very strong I guess, measure for how I conduct my life.
Right.
It has to be, right? Because I can't. I'm not a social media guy. I don't listen to other people. I'm really bad at listening to other people, right? But it's my mom or my dad, right? Like, think about it this way: if I'm in a fight with my brothers, who's the only person going to tell us to shut the hell up? My dad.
Yeah.
Stop. Okay.
That's very true.
You're lucky. You're lucky dad's here.
I've seen that before.
You know what I mean? Or my mom. Like, she can tell me, like, I'm bigger than my mom. I'm stronger. I'm faster. That's it. Everything she says, it's easy. I will just stop immediately. Right? So I think when we figure out where we found that love from and how we love ourselves and who forced us to get to that point, then we can accept it and then truly love ourselves. Because it is hard. It's really challenging. You know, I think I'm 43. I don't know if I truly love myself yet, but bars.
That's straight.
No cap. No cap.
No, it's crazy.
Living in the trenches. What are you guys talking about?
Living in the trenches.
Okay.
I know we cut off where we were talking about ball, and then we kind of came into this.
Yes.
This was an off-camera conversation that we felt like we should have on. Thank you for that. That's crazy that you said you gotta find out where it came from.
Yeah, the roots matter.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking, as you said that, I started thinking, I'm like, whoa, I gotta dig deep into where that came from.
Yes.
For me to actually start loving myself.
Yes.
Because I'm on that journey. I think it's a journey more than it's like a destination. And you gotta keep going, walking that destination.
Yeah, it's not like constant. It's up and down.
Yeah.
Bingo. Yeah.
And I feel like with us, like I can imagine for a person with a family and things like that, but for us, it's like you asked if there's a woman in our life. I personally right now believe there's not one woman that can understand my lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying I'm this baller and I'm on private jets and this. I just don't think there's a woman that can come into my life and understand, hey, this guy is focused on the bigger picture. Right. This guy has a vision. This guy, shout out Infamous Astrack. I'm repping them right now.
Shout out Infamous.
And it's like I have a business that I'm running, that I'm in the music industry. I'm doing a podcast. I have so much. I'm there for my family. I'm there for my parents. I'm there for my grandparents. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I chuck up on my grandparents as much as I can. But it's very tough I really feel like there isn't a woman that's going to understand all of that and be like, yeah, I want to be with you. Because I feel like they still want their own time. Right. And it's tough for me to give somebody my time right now. Because I have so much I'm so focused on that thing.
Right.
That there's no way for me to be like, hey, how are you? Can you work with me? Because it'd be selfish of me.
Well, let me ask you.
What about her?
Let me ask you both a question.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it okay to be alone?
Shit, I miss Aleem did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? Yes.
Let me rephrase it. Is there a difference between being alone and being by yourself?
Yes.
So which one is okay to accept?
Being by yourself.
That's okay.
Yes, because you should love being with yourself. Being alone is that you feel like that you're not loved or you're not.
Right.
You're not accepted.
Right.
I don't think I'm alone because I know there's people that love me. Right. When I'm down, I know there's people that love me. If I call you and say, hey, Atweh, this is what's going on in my life, you'll still have that conversation.
For sure.
I remember I came over to your house to pick up something.
Yeah.
We ended up having like a 3-hour conversation because I told you how I felt. And you're like, whoa, hold on.
Let's talk about it.
Let's have a conversation. Yeah. What's going on? No, you have to change your thought process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like being by yourself or on that side is good because you can love yourself, but being alone, that's when you feel like nobody's cares for you.
Are you alone or are you by yourself, Matt?
I think both are okay. It's good to be by yourself, and it's cool to be alone. You know, we feel alone. Like, it's not being by yourself. So you feel other people's energies. You feel connected with other people, and you're by yourself. Like, both are okay. You have to be comfortable with both.
Right.
Life isn't this like, oh, I fuck bitches every day. I get money every day.
Female dogs.
It's not real, and it's not people who live that lifestyle. It's not enjoyable as to what it seems.
Right.
There's emptiness in that.
Of
so
course.
Regardless, you're alone, whether you're sexually active or not, right? Regardless of that, if you're alone and you claim that you fuck bitches or.
But do you think being alone is only about like you don't think You think it's all about the sexual aspect of things? Because are you alone if your friends care for you? Like, are you alone on this journey if you can pick up the phone and holla at,
that's what I'm saying.
holla at me, for example, or holla at Tony, or holla at Andrew or Anthony, and talk to them? Do you feel like you're alone in that moment?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like it depends on how you feel. Like, do you feel like are you comparing it? Like, for example, there's different lenses to look at it. Like, I, for example, don't feel alone because I have friends, I have people that I'm connected with mentally, spiritually. You know what I mean? But someone, the most common approach is to look at it like, oh, like you don't have
a significant
other that's
Got
a woman
you.
or the same
Got
sex,
you.
opposite sex.
Yeah.
But there is some sort of sexual nature of
Yeah.
this, and like that's what alienates it. That's what makes it. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So yeah, I think to answer your question, I think both. You should be okay with
Okay.
both.
That's why Toronto
Let
men
me-
are in situations,
Let me.
not relationships.
You mind if I drop something on you guys?
Hell yeah, drop
Okay.
some bars.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
drop some bars on you all day.
Bars.
American psychologist by the name of Abraham Maslow. He created something called the hierarchy of needs. And the hierarchy of needs is a pyramid of the base summary of what humans need to survive. So what is the base summary? Let's say you're the bottom of the pyramid. What's the only thing that we need to survive?
Food.
Food, water,
Yeah.
shelter. Okay,
Yeah.
boom. 99% of the population have those things, right?
Did you say
Food,
99?
90%. Food, water, shelter.
Okay.
Right? Homeless people have food. At least they some food,
Yeah.
some shelter, maybe in a
Ooh, that's another topic. That we
another
can go
topic,
in.
right?
Sure.
Okay. The next level above that, right? So these are basic human needs. The next
Yeah.
level above that is called safety.
Okay.
Do I have a home? Am I safe? Like security. Do I feel like I'm not going to get robbed? Am I secured in my money? Notice I haven't said love yet,
Yeah.
right? So you don't need to survive. You don't need love to survive.
You
Love,
believe that?
totally.
Wow.
Love is an emotional construct. It's not a physical construct that will make you that will grow you, right? So level 1 is physiological needs: water, food, shelter. Level 2 is safety. I have a house. I feel safe. I'm not getting robbed or killed, and I have money. I have a
Right.
job. Okay.
Right.
The one after that is what we call belonging, intimacy, friendship, making connections, love, right? So that is how you progress yourself outside. Do I have people that love me and connect me? So now we've accomplished all of these 3 things. The next one above that is called esteem. Am I proud of myself? Am I strong? Do I have virtuous ideas? Am I positive? Right? So notice how it goes from I'm protecting myself physically, I'm eating, I'm protecting myself in safety. I have now this idea of belonging to something, and now I'm proud of myself. The last step is what we call self-actualization. I have reached, and Maslow believed that people need to reach their absolute full potential in order to be self-actualization. 1% reach it. Gandhi,
Yeah.
Mother Teresa, maybe Elon Musk, Jesus,
Maybe
those
Elon
people
Musk.
have reached that moment where I've reached my full potential and there's nothing else. I've done everything. Now, there's a level above
Can you say
that.
Michael Jackson reached that?
Maybe.
Okay.
Now, the level above that is what we call transcendence. Transcendence is this weird place where you don't actually need anything else. You are so happy. You don't need money. You don't need opinions. You don't need a home. You just live
Is that Will Smith?
in the present. That could be Jim Carrey.
That is Jim
That
Carrey.
is Jim
actually.
Carrey, right? So
You're right.
when we talk about all of those
Keanu
things,
Reeves, too.
we talk about all those things and we connect it back to love, right? You first have to protect yourself. You have to feed yourself. Food. Simple.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I have to provide a home for myself. Then I have to feel connected and love. Then I'm proud of myself. Once you do those steps as a person,
Wow.
then you can find self-actualization. You can't stop skipping steps.
You know what he's saying? Focus on yourself.
Focus
King.
on yourself.
Focus on. Go get your
Right?
money up.
So
and
think
focus
about
on yourself.
Have
Don't
you
worry
guys
about
Play
it.
yourself.
Don't worry
Don't
about
play
it.
yourself, son?
She for the streets.
You're saying
He
a
didn't
lot.
say
You're
that.
saying
He
a
did
lot
not.
of things, man.
He did not say
You're
that.
saying a lot of things.
But
So
she's for the streets.
it is. That's true. That's true for the streets too. Bros before, HOES. Okay.
Ooh.
The
So
hose.
whoa.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
Hey, man.
Come
Hey,
on.
man.
Come on.
My bad. My bad.
So-
Man, shout out the kids.
Um,
Remember, the
I'm
kids
just-
are watching.
yeah.
Shout out the kids.
I think we just have to be. We have to be reflective as people. You
I
know,
like that.
have I achieved what I have to achieve?
Wow.
Do I have a house? Do I have a home? Am I happy? Why am I going after this big goals if I can barely feed myself?
Wow.
Right? Things have to be attainable.
Wow.
Right? You feel by yourself. You're happy by yourself when you're lonely. Amazing. Let's go step by step. What's the next thing you're going to do? You know, and then focus on that. That's all we have. I think that's the best thing. Shout out to Bars.
Wow.
Shout out to Elon Musk.
Wow.
My 10 burner accounts.
That's crazy.
Shout out to Will Smith. Shout out to Kanye. Shout out to Kyrie Irving.
Would you slap a motherfucker if he talked about your wife on the Oscar?
Shout out Kyrie Irving.
I think that was
Free my guy.
free Kyrie, free Ki. I think that was a skit.
Okay. All right. We're not.
You don't think so? Would I slap him?
Yeah.
No, because if I do that, I'm just as bad as him.
And that's the image that
and what that becomes, and I it turns into the angry black man.
Word.
And that's what he might have turned into.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Will Smith or
What?
Chris Rock. I mean, I love Will Smith. I'm not like this guy. I'm going to run after his movies or anything.
No, but like this is a dude like you watch
I'm a fan.
Fresh Prince
Oh yeah,
growing
I
up
love
and all
Fresh
that.
Prince.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be like Gaga over him, like all this
no,
kind of stuff.
No,
But
I got you.
I think he made a bad decision.
Got you.
Free Kyrie. You know what I mean?
Free Kyrie. Speaking of free Kyrie,
Yeah.
give me your opinion because we were talking about ball and then this situation
Yeah, of
happened.
course. Let's talk about Kyrie.
I want to go back to ball. Are you okay with that? I think it's time to go
you
back
have
to
my
ball.
approval.
you have. Oh my gosh, you have his approval. Who wears the pants in this relationship?
We're not gonna go there.
Both of you. We're both. I'm wearing pants too.
I think
This guy wears pants.
I got some pink
Shout out
pants
Ben.
on.
Shot by Ben.
Yo, shout out pants, son. Keeping your legs warm. Okay,
That's
so.
what's up. No, but speaking of Kyrie, we were talking about basketball earlier. We were talking about the Raptors.
Yeah.
And you said they're not gonna win a chip.
No, they're not.
They look good though. They're
Love them.
playing good.
Love Nick Nurse.
Nick Nurse is the best coach in the NBA, whether people want to admit it or not.
Love Precious.
But let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Kyrie.
Yes.
We don't gotta dig too deep into it, but what's your perspective? Give us a little.
I think ball player.
Should he apologize?
No. I think ball players are entertainers, straight up. I think they're athletes and entertainers. If you take basketball away from the world, does the world change? No.
No.
Not really, no.
No. It's entertainment.
It's entertainment.
Same thing
Yeah.
as wrestling.
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
Okay.
Right? It's
You can
sport.
take any sport out. It's not necessary.
Bingo.
I don't think that's true actually, because we've been
Not for
been
survival.
so.
Not
It's
for
not about
survival.
survival, but I think for us, we've been so programmed to have sports in our life
Totally.
that it's you can't just take it out right now.
Okay, ready? It's 2018.
Yeah.
Okay. LeBron just torched us.
Sure.
What happens the next day?
He did torch us.
What happened the next day? Did you go about your business?
I did, but I was sad that he torched us.
Did you go-
He
but-
spun
but-
the ball like this and then hit the shot.
I see it. I see it. How
What
shot
do you
that
mean?
three. But
And
did you,
Serge Ibaka just looking there.
Did
and
you-
then after that play, he told Norman Powell, "Hold on, you're gonna get a
I
fucking."
know he pulled him back by his jersey.
Yeah.
Did you move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So sport is nothing more than a hyperinflated fact of entertainment.
Sure.
When that woman told LeBron,
Shut up
and dribble,
Yeah.
was it rude? Absolutely.
100%.
I think her intent was right, though. I think she should have said, we understand your perspective, and you're entitled to your opinion, but when you cross over lines and you start giving political ones that don't make any sense, you got to go back.
So you think because he's an entertainer, he can't?
I think Kyrie should have known better, but he shouldn't apologize.
But he
And
shouldn't give his opinion about certain political views.
But he didn't
Not
give it-
Kyrie because Kyrie's not. But I'm talking about LeBron for that.
I think LeBron's opinion is LeBron's opinion, but the problem is when they start taking it seriously, right? Either you're going to take it seriously as the media and persecute him and capitalize on it, or you're going to say, here's some of the ball players, not take it seriously. That should be the attitude, where I'm not going to take it seriously.
So I shouldn't take. So Donald Trump, I shouldn't take his opinion. I mean, he's a really bad example.
You don't have to take his opinion.
because that guy, his opinion is
That's
horrible.
the catch.
But that's a
right?
rich man that became very influential, and then he started saying his opinion till where he became the
Right.
president of the United States.
If you ask me how to win an NBA championship, should I take my opinion seriously?
Um,
Real talk.
I wouldn't take your opinion.
No, 'cause
I
I'm-
would listen to you,
But you shouldn't.
but no,
I'm not an NBA coach.
no, I would go to listen to pop
Exactly.
or Phil Jackson.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Of course, I talk.
Yeah.
No. Shout out Course That Talk one
Yeah.
time.
Whoever that is, shout out.
That's
but,
his other little thing that he got going on.
Yeah, that's what
I shouldn't even call it a little thing. That's his other thing that he.
hello.
I told you, he's a H. I'm not gonna
I got
continue.
you, I
Yeah,
got you.
he
So-
got two of us.
Kyrie, free Kyrie. He didn't do anything
I
wrong.
think it's bullshit.
I think it's nonsense. I think it's out of proportion. I think everybody's on Kyrie's side. I think.
Do you
I don't
know-
think so. I
you think
really don't think
Amazon-
so.
There's a lot of people on his side.
I don't think so, and I don't
think
think they're
the
vocal about it.
NBA players are because I
The
just heard
NBA players are, but I just feel like for
LeBron
example,
slighted
like,
him.
LeBron did slide him,
LeBron slighted
but
him.
LeBron did it for
but
business
Katie
reasons.
took a side. But
You
Katie
know-
played political.
You know he did play political too, but LeBron did that. I just heard that the NBA association or the player association
Yeah.
are challenging the league to like get
Yes.
rid of everything that they said. Like those 6 steps, those are listen.
that's fried.
That's
He's
ridiculous.
He's a grown ass man.
And I don't think this is the thing.
And
Kanye
that's-
went far.
Sure.
And Kanye started with hate. That's why I disagree. I don't like
Yeah.
hate. Kyrie didn't really. All he said is, "I know where I come from."
About it. He didn't know about it.
And
That's some fucking bullshit.
and the thing that blows my mind is that nobody's pointing, not even pointing the finger, but nobody's bringing the attention of like, Amazon is still promoting that. That's
Yeah,
not
that's
that
crazy.
documentary is not off Amazon.
So why is Amazon promoting it? Do you guys know why?
No.
Because Amazon now has an unfinished complete deal to run NBA games on Amazon Prime. So if Adam Silver has now as a deal with Amazon and Jeff saying, let's run a deal, and now it's like, whoa, you hurt Amazon's feelings, Kyrie. We can't have that anymore. You have to apologize.
But he didn't hurt Amazon's feelings.
No, I'm saying you hurt other people's feelings with something from Amazon.
Ah.
So no one's going to let people persecute Jeff Bezos and Amazon because they have a deal with the NBA.
Yeah.
So the NBA is like, I'm not mad at you, Amazon.
I don't care
You
about
can
y'all,
put out
yeah.
you can put out how much you love Hitler as well. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. But now we want our players who
Hey,
posted something
you
nonsense.
know what's crazy in that whole documentary I seen online, and I wanna go watch the documentary to actually understand it more. But they were saying that it's really like half of it is not even half of it, but a small percentage of it is about the loving Hitler, but then everything else is about the history.
Right.
And he shared it with the thought in head like, yo, I want people to look at the history of what's
Yeah.
going on, not the Hitler side, right? Because I don't think any human being really supports Hitler. It doesn't matter
No.
who you are. Nobody can ever say, yeah, I love Hitler.
We can argue. I mean, I can argue to Hitler's point of view as a teacher, from a teaching point of view. Because when I teach kids about good versus right, if you look at Adolf Hitler, who's a terrible human being, by the way, everybody out there in the YouTube world, his intention in his mind was good because he felt it was good.
Right.
It's not right. Right? Good and right are two different things.
Right.
My good and your good aren't the same.
Very true.
Right? My right and your right must be
That's
aligned.
interesting.
That is so
Right?
true.
So
wow.
So Genghis Khan, Napoleon, Hitler, Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, in their minds,
Yeah, we're going to
their
Saddam.
intent was good. Omar Gaddafi, good intentions, because they're not seeing the perspective of the world.
Right.
They're seeing their own perspective.
I see what you're saying.
A whole pizza. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. It's good for me. I think it's good, but it's not.
It's not
It's
right.
not good. It's not right.
Yeah.
See the difference?
I see what you're saying.
So Kyrie comes off and he doesn't make a statement. He just posts something. Is he trying to be political? Who knows what's in his mind?
Do you think that reporter really pushed it too?
I think the reporter is nonsense. I think they're just trying to get a story out of it. And here's what I'm going to say. Unfortunately, the smart are accountable for the stupid. So stupid people can't help themselves, and the smart people have to pick up the tracks.
I agree.
When your kid
Interesting.
does something stupid,
I agree.
who's at fault?
You,
The kid or the parent? Me.
the parent.
Your 4-year-old kid
Yeah.
drops a vase. My fault. I put the vase there.
Yeah. I should have put a higher place.
Should have put it higher.
Yeah.
So, whatever happens, it doesn't matter what. Kyrie could say he loves Jesus. He's going to get torched for it because he has smart intentions and good intentions and right intentions, but the media doesn't think so. The media is too stupid to assume that what he's saying is
Right.
good and right.
Right.
right?
Wow.
If you were Kyrie,
Free
you're not
Kyrie.
apologizing.
Yo, your
Oh hell no,
perspective
I'm
is
not.
Crazy.
I'm not apologizing to Kyrie. I'm not apologizing if I'm Kanye either. Kanye's a nutbag.
Oh no, I don't want to go into that. Right
Yeah,
now.
but he's crazy.
I did not wanna
But
go into
Kyrie is a person who clearly
Free Kyrie.
anti-vaxxer, free Kyrie.
Who's winning the chip? I know you're watching ball,
Okay.
and you're doing fantasy, so I know you're watching ball.
In my brain, the Bucks are winning the chip.
No,
In my brain.
Nat
you
loves
go.
you. Nat loves
There you
you.
go.
Hold on.
I'm
on.
gonna call Caputo right now.
Yeah, call Capito.
You guys are.
Here, but hold on. But in my heart, it's wrong. It's the Mavs.
The Mavs?
In my heart, but part of me is also the Suns, because
No,
they're not going to win it. But my heart wants CP to win a championship. I know it's not going to happen.
I would love to
I'm
see
being
him win
silly.
a chip.
But
I think he should have went to the Lakers to win a chip.
the Lakers are a waste of time.
And but
Who's winning?
but if
who's
he
winning
went
the
instead of Russ,
I got Warriors and Bucks in the finals, and I got the Warriors winning.
no
Okay.
way.
Get off the podcast.
No
what's
way.
What's
No
who's
way.
Who's
Man
winning the
said
chip?
Warriors. Honestly, I think this year the Clippers can go to the finals.
I was gonna say the Clippers, but I'm afraid to say anything about the Clippers because
That's
Kawhi is never around.
because he's never healthy, and I think people need to talk about that a lot more because they don't
He's year to year, bro.
they don't talk
Okay,
about him.
let me-
I don't care.
There's no-
Look at how much they focus on Anthony Davis not being healthy, and then when it comes to Kawhi, it's like, oh well, no, it's the same shit. He's still not healthy, bro. He's never around. He went to a super team technically. He went to dethrone LeBron, and LeBron won a chip before him, and he's still yet to do anything.
Can we agree the Lakers aren't gonna win though?
No,
Okay.
unless
I'll
they
never
make
count LeBron out, but yeah,
yeah,
realistically,
unless they
nah.
make a trade.
Let me give you a what if, right?
Yeah.
We all do what ifs, right?
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, what if, the whole thing.
Oof.
Okay. Ready? I'm Kawhi. I call the Clippers, or whoever was at the time. Give me PG and Russ for Siakam and Van Fleet and 3 first-round draft picks, and they accept it. And now it's 2019, 2020, and it's Kawhi, and it's Kyle, and it's Paul, and it's Russ, and it's
Wait. How does that work?
well, Siakam's gone.
So who we getting?
We're getting PG.
Oh, to Toronto. You mean?
Yeah. Sorry, Kawhi, Kyle, PG. This is the starting lineup. Russ, and let's say Gasol. Gasol stays on.
Wouldn't Kyle Lowry have to leave though?
No, because they don't want old hat. They want Pascal. They want Van Vliet. They want OG. And they want 3 draft picks.
Shit, we wouldn't have Scotty, bro.
Do we have a dynasty?
No, look at Scotty.
I don't think we have a dynasty with Russell Westbrook.
You think he's a virus?
Paul George
Yeah,
didn't
just
even
to
play
me
a full
personally.
season.
I
You
just
know
think
that was a
he's
real trade.
I know. I remember that. Paul George hasn't played a full season in the NBA.
So
since he
you're
went to the
saying
Clippers.
we were better off before then?
100%. Kawhi Leonard has not been healthy since he left the Raptors, and he wasn't healthy on the Raptors. You saw him limping.
Did you watch the bubble?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Siakam-
did you watch him blow a 3-1 lead?
Game 7, Siakam hits 2 more buckets. Do we win that series against the Celtics and beat Miami? We lose that game 106-105.
We were good that year. I think.
And
I think we had
Siakam
a good
wasn't
chance.
playing. He was playing like trash.
I think we would have. Yeah.
Because then we beat the Lakers in the finals, right?
But
We
see,
would've had
I
Miami's
think
number.
if Kawhi had never left and he actually repeated, we could have repeated that shit.
And three-peated.
Well, you think we could have three-peated?
If everybody stayed where they were.
We could have beat the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
You see how Giannis was playing that year?
But we had
But we
the
had
number.
but we had the number.
We
Kawhi
the
had it.
number.
Fair.
I mean, I don't know if they, I'm
And
not saying that's
but this is the
prime.
thing. Can he stay healthy? Would he had
I
been
don't think
able?
he cares.
Because he wasn't healthy for the Clippers.
Why did he go to Clippers, though?
A lot of things we can say his family. We can
His
say this is where
family.
he comes from.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, of course, it's like nobody really want to pay extra taxes here.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
No,
sure
no.
I'm sure that was one of the reasons. But
So, yeah, that's their go. Bucks. I'm going to say Bucks.
That's a
Bucks,
good answer.
I'm gonna say I hate the Celtics, but I think the Celtics are gonna
Oh,
go to
my
finals.
gosh. Get off the podcast.
I think it's gonna be.
Get off
I'm about
You
to
know
cut
what?
off.
Get
I'm
off the
actually gonna say it's
podcast.
gonna be a Miami and Clippers finals.
Yikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Next
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah.
All right.
I wanted to ask you
Yes,
because
sir.
you got a lot of bars.
Thank you, sir.
You know, having two brothers in the industry.
Yeah.
Shout out Nasri. Shout out Niall.
Shout out Double
Um,
N.
both-
I just made that up.
They are double N. They're both my mentors. They're both my older bros.
Yes.
Did you ever feel like you could be in the industry? And if, what would you be?
I think from the creative side, probably not, like making music.
Right.
I mean, I do write poetry. I have a lot of poems.
Wow,
Okay.
Like I've actually,
that's awesome.
Let's snap
I
for
love that.
Let's snap for
I've written some stuff for some magazines. I write stuff for school. I do.
Which magazine? Vogue?
Yeah, and Vogue and Cosmopolitan. And the back of a Metro grocery store thing.
Ooh.
So-
Wendy got you that, eh?
Yeah, she hooked me up one time only. But I don't think creatively I would have done well, like as a producer, but as a creative consultant, listening
Yeah.
to music,
Yeah.
A&R, security,
Manager?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that'll
behind the
be.
scenes?
Yeah, I think that'll be where I need to go. You know, I'm not a guy who likes to come out front, and I mean, listen, I'll go on the stage and grab a mic. I've done it many, many times.
Yeah, I think
But-
you have the personality.
I would rather be like, let me create everything and walk away from it, and then move
the
on
behind
to
the
yeah,
scenes.
and move on. Yeah,
Behind
and,
the
I don't
scenes.
care about the credits so much.
Interesting.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
I'm not the guy who's like, I want to be relevant all the time. I don't care about relevancy. I just care
Got
about
you.
work.
Got you. All right, guys, we're taking a break real quick, and we'll be right back.
We back. All right, so tell me, what was the last song you were listening to?
Oh man, the last song was Tevin Campbell. Can we talk? And
Can we
talk.
talk?
Great jam. That's my jam.
For a minute.
What do you listen to?
Girl, I
What-
know.
honestly, like everything. If I'm at the gym, it's
Wow, that's a banger.
yeah, it's a banger.
That
I
is
listened
a
last
banger.
night. Last night, if I'm at the gym, it's DMX, some Eminem, Kanye. I don't care what say. I still like Kanye's music.
You listen to R. Kelly?
No,
Okay.
not recently.
Okay.
But like when I'm driving, honestly, John
Tried to set
Mayer.
him up there.
Yeah. Chris
Set up
Stapleton.
thing.
Chris Stapleton is hard.
Shit. you
Chris
listen to
Stapleton is a magician.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you keep up with the music that your kids are listening to?
No, because it's trash.
Oh,
Because there's
Talk that
nothing
talk.
Yo, kids, I love you guys, but music is trash.
Talk
I don't-
that
what
talk.
are they
don't-
listening to?
I don't even know. Like some weird anime stuff.
Oh.
Like Japanese background music
Oh.
that comes on
Oh,
like
Ben-
Titan or something.
Ben feels attacked right now.
Like,
but it's
sorry,
okay.
man.
Exactly what you're talking about. It's the hyper pop.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's and the phone's ringing. I can't even tell you an artist. I
That's
honestly
crazy.
can't. Yeah.
Good. You don't need to listen to the new school.
Nah,
'cause the
man.
new school's a bunch of
I'm
bums.
90s R&B hip hop.
Talk that talk.
Talk that talk.
You don't
right?
need no.
Talk that talk.
Can
know,
we talk a minute?
Hey.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Shit, you clearly don't have the voice in the family.
I got the
I'm
looks
sorry.
though. Anyways,
I think Nazir would disagree with
Oh,
you, but
hello.
It's okay. But no, I want to wrap this up by
Yes.
asking you a question, or just I want to know, what would you tell, the younger generation like myself, like Matt, Ben, and even younger, even high school, even the Nathans.
yeah.
What would you tell them? Like, what would you tell them? What should they do the next 10 years of their life? Like for us, our 30s, what should we do our next
40s
10
for
years,
you.
right?
For-
And what should Nathan and that generation do for
Yes.
the next in their
Okay.
20s? What
All
would
right.
you leave us off with?
So
right
I think like if we're gonna start generation to generation,
sure.
sure, but we'll make it very general.
Okay.
And it sounds stupid. Just stretch every day. First thing,
That's
stretch.
real.
Honestly,
That is
guys,
so real.
just stretch.
Every day.
I played sports my whole life.
Yeah.
Just stretch. Right? Next thing. Love will come when it comes. Don't chase love. It's going to come whenever you want.
Jeez.
Focus on yourself.
Jeez.
Right?
Wow.
That's a bar for me. right
Invest. Invest in yourself. Invest in your wealth. Invest in your time. Right? All that matters.
there. Health.
Health, of course. Invest in
Right.
your health. Right?
Right.
And here's a weird thing, and it's very specific. Improve your grip strength. Every single day, make your grip strength strong. Do you know why? Because when you get older and you're 40s and 50s, 60s, and you fall downstairs, and you're not strong enough to grab a banister, you got a broken neck.
Oh boy.
Grip strength.
Wow.
This is me dropping health on you.
Wow.
Grip strength is
Wow.
a top 5 reason why elderly people are injured more.
Wow.
Because they can't stop themselves. Quick lesson, guys. You guys ready out there, YouTube world? Grab a bucket. Put a bunch of rice in it that's deep enough for your hand, a little bit of your forearm. Put your hand in the rice and keep squeezing it 50 times each hand every single day. And then when it's over, you can crush an apple, right, for after a year. Grip strength.
Have you tried crushing an apple?
I can't do it yet, but I do the rice thing.
Wait, do you still eat that rice?
No, man, it's in a box. It's in a dirty box with my dirty hands.
Oh.
Okay? But I do, but that's the truth.
I'm going to
Grip
try
strength.
that.
Seriously.
I'm going to go buy a bag of rice even though inflation
Think about
is
it.
Yeah, that's
Opening a
makes
jar.
sense. It
Yeah.
makes
Holding
sense.
a door.
Yeah.
I
brain
could totally see it.
Wow.
I could totally
Yeah.
see
I
it.
love that.
Right?
Bars. Anything
Bars.
else you got, Matt?
Nah, I really want to thank you because, you know, this is my first time meeting you, and some of the things that you've said on this podcast, like, it really touched me. I hope people out there are listening to this, and you know, they actually like take away some of the things that you've said. Even myself, I think me and Tereni are both sitting here, like, you know, we're twin flames, so we
Shut
Oh.
up. First of all, shut up.
we
Stop talking.
connect, and, like,
Stop
no,
talking.
I feel like
Mute yourself. I don't want to hear you.
so,
And don't speak on my behalf because I've known this guy mostly my whole life. So
Yeah.
he's been educating me, I would say, for the last 10 to 12 years.
yeah, so yeah,
For sure. 10 years for sure.
I feel like you dropped.
He's
a lot of
actually funny
gems.
enough. He was he was a high school teacher.
Makes me old.
My high school teacher.
Makes me really old.
It's crazy. He was my high school teacher.
I wanna thank you guys for having me on this podcast. I didn't know what to expect. We had a lot of fun. You know, I hopefully I came across as not relevant, but substantial and enriching and real. And I don't like
Hell
lying.
yeah.
Definitely
I
real.
don't like
Hell
lying.
yeah, you kept
Definitely,
it a
definitely.
1,000 on this show.
You know what I mean?
dropped a lot of gems, and I agree with Matt. I really hope
You know,
a lot of
living
people
in the
watch.
trenches, guys. No capping.
He is from the borough. He's from
Dab? Is that
Carbs.
something? Do you guys still dab?
Yeah, like this. You mean?
No, like dab.
Oh,
like
that?
this.
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
Okay,
no.
sorry, that's
No,
an
no,
old
no,
thing.
That's an old
No.
song.
But
That's
not.
not a thing.
if we
That
can
is
end it
not.
on, can we talk a minute? Right, guys?
I
One more
want
Talk the talk,
your
guys. Talk
name.
the talk.
the
Talk that talk.